Good evening, welcome to April 21st, 2025, Board of Public Works and Safety. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Diana Phillips.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You'd like to remain standing for the invocation, Pastor.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for these public officials who are willing to serve our community. Please give them your guidance as they make difficult, necessary decisions. Help them to find common ground and to work together as fellow citizens. We thank you, Lord, for your many blessings on this, our community. And we pray above all that this city of Connersville will be full of strong families, helpful neighbors, and productive citizens. We ask this in the name of the risen Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'd like to welcome everyone this evening. Remind you to please turn your cell phone ringers off. We will begin with roll call.
Becky Gibson.
Present.
Diane Phillips. Present. Jen Barrett.
Okay, everyone has the minutes from the April 7th. There's two meetings on April 7th. We had the public hearing for the lead line service replacement project, and we had the regular Board of Works meeting.
Motion to approve those meetings.
Second.
Have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Move on down to new business. Ed Harrell from the Whitewater Valley Railroad Association is on, make sure I got the dates right, on 26th. You wanted to close Eastern Avenue for the Boy Scouts event. Help if I can spell Easter right. I just had Easter on my mind. I forgot the N. I put Easter.
Yeah, it's Boy Scout time again, although I'm told now it's called American Scouting, I think. So they're calling it now the Scouting Jamboree.
Scouting Jamboree.
It's 26th and 27th. It's about the same agenda that they've used in the past. They'll come in on Friday down at the campgrounds on 121. They'll pick them up on the train on Saturday morning, bring them up to South Station. They'll spend the day there. It's something that's required for the Eagle Scout badge. So they'll spend the day there learning about railroad rules, timetables, safety, building track, and then return to the campgrounds that evening. Then on Sunday morning, train will go down and pick them up. They'll bring them up to Grand Central. They'll get a complimentary ticket, which is required for the badge. They'll take a ride to Matamore on the way down. They'll get some training, hopefully, to be able to pass the exam for the badge. And then they'll come back to to the campground after a layover in Matamore on Sunday afternoon, and that'll be the end of the Jamboree. The reason I'm here, as we've done in the past, that little portion of Eastern that runs east and west in front of South Station. There will be, this year I'm told, maybe as many as 500 people coming this year.
Wow.
They kind of got overbooked. But at any rate, there'll be a lot of traffic across there, and so we asked permission to barricade that part of Eastern between 7 and 5 on that Saturday. The access to the city park will remain, and also the railroad will put the barricades up. They'll take them down. They'll make sure Integrity knows that that part of Eastern is closed. And we've never had a problem in the past, hopefully we won't. So that's my request.
Any questions from the board?
Motion to approve his request for the closure of that part of Eastern Avenue.
Second.
Have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Next item is the acceptance of the paving contract. We did the bid opening last week, and the engineers reviewed it and agreed that they are good to move forward with the paving contractor. It was Milestone Contractors.
I move.
I make a motion to approve the Milestone bid for $654,986.
Second.
And motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. And just for the board's sake, I went ahead and stuck the paving list on there, so we can see it is also in the city council packets, that way everyone can see what roads are getting paved and Really the process we go through when we're bidding all this. Hey, up next, you wanna take 11 and 12 together?
Yes, please.
We have resolution 2025-11, 12, a memorandum of understanding. Rosemary?
The first resolution, 25-11, is to approve the memorandum understanding with the transfer station, allowing them to have vision, part of their health insurance policy. I don't know what happened, but all the other RWDSU contracts have the vision. I don't know why the landfill did not, so we're just adding that. Resolution 2025-12 is a memorandum understanding with the Street Garage Sanitation and Parks Department. The first one was, I think we've already approved this, but we have to have it with the resolution, was the adding a group leader and increasing it to $1.50 at the street department. The second one is discussing the chief mechanic and diesel specialist, starting at $28 an hour and being able to move up to $33.65 an hour based on his experience and his accomplishments. And the third one is a new one where the union employees are allowed to be able to take 2-hour increments of their sick days for like doctor's appointments, that kind of thing.
So, just a quick question, so I'm reading this to be, they can take it in hourly increments?
2-hour increments.
2-hour increments, okay.
Yeah.
That way, if they have a doctor's appointment, they don't have to take the whole day off,
That's a good idea.
which is convenient for
Yes.
us as well.
Right. Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
It was a part of the language before, and I just didn't get included in the contract again, so.
Okay, up next we have resolution 2025-13, utility bond proceeds. Jeremy, you want to come in here and talk about that, sir? The utility bond proceeds.
What this does, it allows, we are gonna borrow to be able to do the water project, and it allows us to use the bond proceeds to pay the expenses of the projects.
Yeah.
Is this for the reimbursement
Yes.
resolution?
Right.
Yes.
Yes, so as Rosemary said, it's just to ensure that we can capture 2 months prior and up to 2 years, I believe, after, so that anything that we pay out, we can be reimbursed for through the bond proceeds. Yep.
Any questions for Jeremy or Rosemary?
Thank you.
You're up next, so you might as well
Oh,
stay here.
okay.
Yeah, that's what called you up here. I'm sorry, did I hear?
Motion to approve resolution 2025.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Non-member department matters, Director Wilson.
So just requesting permission to purchase a mini excavator for the utilities. We've had 2 backhoes there for 20 plus, even more years. And they're getting kind of up there in age and their usefulness, and mini excavators have a wider range of usability as opposed to a backhoe. And we've been using it here for the past couple of weeks. The company that somebody requesting to buy it from was the lowest bidder. You have 2 quotes in front of you. I think the difference is between about 7,000 or so. So requesting permission to purchase the cheaper quote.
The cheapest quote from D&W is
This is for the mini,
$7,844.27.
yes.
And the one out of Rushville was $77,000.
Yes.
So I'll make a motion to approve the request for B&W Equipment Company.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
With that, they'll also, don't think I got it into the packet this week, but it's just it's a trailer.
Can we
Go
get,
ahead.
Yeah,
can
stay
we
in
get the
order.
4?
Okay.
All right, can we do the backhoe next, please?
Yes, we just finished the backhoe, so we'll do the Peerless.
I know we did the mini excavator.
Yeah, I assume that was for the backhoe. I just figured it was a typo. We don't have really anything for the backhoe unless we want to discuss purchasing.
Yeah, we gotta talk about,
Yeah, I thought you was going.
Okay. Just making sure. So the 1995 410D that we have at the utilities, is the one that I would like to ask permission for the street department to purchase. For that reason is because the one that we use at the compost broke. I mean, it suffered a mechanical malfunction that we just cannot, it's not worth replacing. This thing is ancient. So coincidentally enough, purchasing the mini excavator gives us the option to take the one from the utilities, purchase it from the street department at a much lower cost than the street department may have to purchase outside. So it kind of works out in favor of the street department to save some money in that way. So I talked kind of to Adam about how this needed to work out for a department to buy it from another department in the city. It's doable. I just needed to get a couple of quotes for what it would be worth at fair market value. So fair market value prices it at $17,500 if the tires are less than 25%. The other option is $22,500 if the tires are 25% or better. They are fairly new tires, but you know, that's for the city to decide. I mean, the lowest quote there, $17,500. But I don't think we have to stay at that. I think there can be an agreement made between the city and the departments to purchase it at a close, fair market value. So I don't think the 17.5 is the set price that you have to purchase it.
That's great.
Okay, so there would just need to be maybe a resolution or your guys' approval to purchase that equipment. The buyer being the street department, the seller being the utilities.
From my understanding, it was an approval, not a resolution.
We can just,
Approval.
Yeah.
And we might do a bill of sale at some point. But
Yeah, we have to do a bill sale, but the reason is, that, I forget what year that backhoe is, it's an old
It's a
JCB.
95.
It, we've had a lot of problems with that thing anyway, but it broke so severe, it's gonna be major cost. You can't even use it right now.
Yeah, the
It's
one
just
from
gonna break.
Congress, yeah, I don't know whether that one is.
not this
No,
one,
it's
but
not
the
It's
one.
95.
Yeah, it's an old one. We didn't wanna put a new our new backhoe down there either. We really don't wanna put a new loader down there either, because, I'm not worried about the mud and stuff. It's just that machine, when it's grinding, throws stuff everywhere. And we just don't wanna tear a new piece of equipment up, so it's why we wanna put something used down there. And that backhoe will be easier to load too. Does it have a thumb on it?
It
I
has
can't
a
remember.
clamshell bucket on the front so it can grab
Yeah.
the, you know, the,
One of the problems we have is a lot of times they scoop the material and they dump it in. When you're scooping, you don't know what you're getting. With a thumb, you can grab it, shake it, clean it, and drop it in. You can really control it a lot better. Keeping dirt out, keeping debris out. That just prolongs the life of the grinder.
yeah, and clutches on that tub grinder are not cheap, about $4,000. So keeping the dirt out and the rocks is very important.
But the-
So my question, on those tires on the 17.5, and when it says 25% or more, do you say the tires are fairly new?
Yeah,
What's the
I
tire-
could get a year, but it's been within the past couple of years, those have been
Okay.
changed out.
And how much is one of those how the tires cost?
I don't have that price, but I can get it for you.
Oh, no, I
Yeah.
don't want it.
I don't have that price.
I'm just
but they're-
saying, if it's, I mean, I'm, myself,
They're
I'm
not
fine
cheap.
with going with a
Yeah.
17.5, but I don't want somebody to come back and say, well, you guys gave too good a deal
Sure.
to the street department.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, they're pretty decent tires. They're not cheap, but, I think
Well,
that price can be negotiated if I had to assume.
I'm gonna, if it's all right, Mayor, I'm making a motion to approve the sale to the street for 17.5.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. 17.5, Jeff, can you make up a bill on that, sir?
It really doesn't need a bill of sale, it would be in the minutes, and that'll be documented.
I'm good with that. I just don't know, I don't know how we have ownership of those. Although, now that I'm realizing now, I'm thinking about, those probably don't even have a title. They don't have a
No,
B&B,
they
they don't have
don't
anything.
have
Yeah,
anything.
I always forget that.
No, it's like a tractor.
They'll get
Right,
paid
right.
in the next claim cycle.
Very good.
Fearless Well update.
Peerless Well update, spoke about this in the past. There was a slight, I won't even call it a major issue. Peerless was very quick with Westler to come up with a solution. When they were drilling the well, there was some compliance issues with the straightness or plumbness of the pipe that was drilled. For a time being, we thought that we would have to drill a new well altogether. It's not the case. Peerless was quick to get on the situation, but I did end up providing a letter of non-compliance for the utility's sake, so that way if something was to happen, Peerless was responsible for making the adjustments and it wasn't on the utilities. to do so. So they came back and they tore down the well to a certain point, figured out that they were still available to put a liner inside of the well casing. So with that new information, they were also asking for a 90-day extension to perform this work and the fixes. So they were able to do it well within the 90 days. But I need your guys' approval for this change order for them to continue with the 90-day extension.
It's no additional cost.
No
it's
additional
just-
cost.
Yeah, I see that.
So you're just asking to extend the 90
Just
days.
extending the contract another 90 days.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
You good to go to the loader?
Yes.
So I had, altogether, I got around 3 or 4 different quotes for a loader, and we looked at this for quite a while. You have 3 different quotes, and I, again, am asking for permission to go with the lowest quote for the $140,001.56. That is for a wheel loader for the transfer station. The one that we currently have, we have been dumping money into, and it's added, again, it's pretty much at its end of useful life. Well, we back up, it was pretty much, but then we dumped 19,500 into it. Still brought it back to a decent standard, but I think we should keep it for a backup and replace that. The mayor and I have talked about it, it's been something that's been needing to be replaced. And we've gotten a pretty good quote, and this company has been pretty reputable for their machine, their maintenance and service side. So just asking permission to move forward with the purchase of a loader at the transfer station. It'll have a bigger bucket, the in-cab filter, and the additions to the, I guess, the quality. It also has like a see-through technology for the bucket. So much like your newer trucks, when you're backing up a trailer, you can see that the trailer's not even there. It's just like this bucket, so anything they scoop up in there, they're gonna be able to see if there's something that shouldn't be in there before they dump it in the trailer. Or I think it's called look at it, translucent technology. Transparent, there you go. Yeah, so transparent technology, they'll be able to see what's in there before they dump it. So that was a selling point as well. You know, people drop off a lot of things that shouldn't be dropped off, and sometimes they don't always catch it down there, whether it's a propane tank or something that can be explosive or hazardous. It happens, so be a nice addition to the equipment.
These things get used every day, all day, and when they go down, it causes quite the backlog. And that one's been down quite a bit recently, and it's the hours, I forget, it was like, it was a bunch, it was 9.
It's like 11,000.
11,000
Yeah.
hours, which is a lot.
And even some of the maintenance guys that's worked on it was like, this thing's got, we don't typically see this kind of hours before they're rotated out.
So, yeah, we've put some money into it to preserve it, but it's not something you want to still use every day. But it's a good backup, so when this one's out for maintenance or something breaks on this one,
For just routine maintenance.
yeah. So,
I may have missed it. Did you say when it's available or it's?
It'd be, I believe they have one available at approval, so, yep,
Okay.
it's,
That's nice.
you have a question, sir?
No, I just.
Sorry.
Make a comment.
You're fine.
I'm talking to Jeremy, discussion we had earlier. You know, this company, you know, they have a pretty good service,
Yeah.
you know, on their equipment, so if it's all right, Mayor, I'm gonna make a motion to approve the request to B&W for $140,001.56.
Motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. And with that, let me explain something. That's going to come out of MGH, right, which we talked about.
No, that is coming out of the
Non-reverting.
landfill, non-reverting. So we knew this was coming, we saved it and transferred it.
Yeah, what we did, we used when we got the ARC money, we knew we had equipment issues that we could not get on a rotation schedule. So we used ARC money to really spearhead a lot of the equipment. And then the money we did not spend out of general fund money, we saved. And now this is the savings of that. So we're able to get more equipment for more money. We're just trying to be very frugal with our ARC money, just saving our general fund money. So that's how it's all getting paid for.
any questions? Want to do the,
Okay, well, no, we're going down to the fire department first. That's all you do, so.
Thank you there, sir.
Thank you.
Chief Jones.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Everyone should have in your packets a resignation letter for Captain Gerald Simpkins. I received that on the 14th. He accepted a position with another department. His last official duty day will be April the 26th. So we appreciate his 24 years of service and I'd like your approval of his resignation.
Make a motion to approve the chief's request and thank the person for his service.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Okay, now we'll move on to the report for March. We'll start with the overtime. Overtime, quite a bit higher for March. As you can see, approximately half of it was when we called in for the 2 large fires that we had. Total overtime for the month was $11,170.11. The normal manpower shortages for the month totaled $3,162.68. And the scheduled overtime was $2,880.55. The call-in for the 2 fires totaled $5,126.88. Any questions on the overtime? Moving on down to fuel usage, we used 498 gallons of fuel for the month for a total of $1,784.34. Total incidents, we had 145 incidents, 29 of those fire-related incidents, 110 EMS-related incidents, and we had 6 auto accidents. Training hours, we had a total of 77 total instructed hours for the month, 71 hours fire training and 6 hours EMS training. We're doing a lot more fire training than EMS training right now since we've hired some new firefighters. That's what we focus on initially. So you're going to see a lot more fire training than EMS training for a little bit. Inspections for the month, we had a total of 12 fire inspections for the month, and we had a total of 51 investigation hours from the 2 fires that we had. Some other things to add, we did have interviews since the last time I met with you, and we selected 2 candidates to send up for their physicals to fill 2 openings. And then since then, since I've received this resignation, I've sent a request for the 3rd appointment for that physical. So we are currently, we are currently 3 short, and then I have the 1 new firefighter that's currently in training, so hopefully we can get those back soon. One of the candidates does have his fire 1 and 2 training, and then the other 2 will need to be trained, so we can get one busy pretty quick until we get him trained just on our specific equipment, and then the other ones will have to go through the full training. And then the other thing to add, if you saw on our Facebook page, we did receive our rescue boat. We're pretty excited to get training on that. Very nice. Will come in very handy when we need it. Hopefully we don't need it, but it's nice to have when we, if we do need it. We have 3 firefighters that we're sending to a Swiftwater class with boat training in May, and then 3 more we're sending in October, and they will come back and train the rest of their shifts. So everybody's competent on how to use it and how to work with it. So we're pretty excited about adding that to our fleet of equipment. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you.
I can just say, I think we had a pretty decent group of individuals that applied for the fire department.
Yeah, I agree.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I agree. One thing I was going to add also is I appreciate Jeremy's work on getting the new chief mechanic hired. Maintenance has been night and day difference since we made that addition, so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Chief Bolos.
Good evening.
Good
Aye.
evening.
All right, starting with our monthly, our overtime was $5,900 in March. Used a total of 2,119 gallons of fuel. We had 679 calls of service in March. Does anybody have any questions on any of those totals so far? Our drug collection for March, we had just over 55 grams of marijuana, 21 grams of heroin, fentanyl, 11 grams of meth, 10 various pills, 2 needles, and you guys on your list have those various items of paraphernalia that we confiscated.
Got a question on that I was asked.
Okay.
Maybe you can explain. Someone when I asked, will they see the grams? They're like, quantify that. What does that mean in quantity? I didn't know how to explain that one. I knew the fentanyl because I've done the calculations, but what does that look like? So you got 55 grams of marijuana. Is that a bag or is that?
Just a small bag.
Just a small amount,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, it's-
So the same thing with meth and
But
heroin?
it's enough to do quite a bit of damage though, however, so.
Right. That's what I was trying to impress, especially with the fentanyl and heroin, is that does a lot of damage, it doesn't take much. So
Yeah.
they were just trying to quantify what does that look like, because people really just don't know. And I really couldn't answer either.
Yeah, it's not a break or anything.
So like 21 grams of heroin fentanyl would be a small,
Yeah, just a small.
but that
bag.
small bag, it can do a lot of damage. Thank you.
Okay, as far as our department goes, K-9 division, I do want to mention that Officer Russell is back. This is his first week back from K-9 training at Von Licks. He's currently on his first week with the K-9. The K-9 that we do have had 6 deployments. On one of the stops, he located 1 gram of meth and 17 grams of fentanyl. He had 1 track and 8 hours of training. Our department training was 204 hours of department training. Our detectives, they took in 19 cases, they closed 15, had 8 arrests. ICAC, they have 17 current cases open, and they closed out 4 ICAC cases last month. I do have 2 leaving for ILEA May 5th, so we'll be down a couple officers then. Any questions on department totals? All right, moving on, I have the ordinance report for March. Just gonna read off this paper from Randy. It's 145 ordinance violations that he addressed, 97 illegal sign postings and removals, 11 accumulation of trash, 9 parking violations, 8 expired plates, 4 duty of property owners to prune and trim dangerous trees, 4 interior furniture outside of homes, public information requests, 2 animal restraint required citations, 2 animal public nuisance notices, 1 dilapidated building, 1 area planning issue, 1 county commissioner issue, 1 transient merchant, and 1 needle pickup. That's all I have. Anybody got any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Director Wilson. Good to hear.
Colors the utilities for the month of March. We ended up pumping 77 million gallons. Our high day, or high usage day was 2.7 million gallons. For the wastewater treatment plant, the total influent flow that came to the plant for the month was 168.19 million gallons. What was treated and left the plant was 128.18 million gallons. We had a total rainfall of 4 inches. for the month of March. Chlorine added was 259.4 pounds. We don't add through the wintertime. That starts up around this time of year. So that will continue to be used for the whole summer as a new, not new, but the way we treat it, just not something we always use. Phosphorus chemicals used was 10,378.8 pounds, and we had 0 violations of the plan. The street department, we continue to clean catch basins and road debris. Also update on the street sweeper. It is done and finished and has been out. The street mechanics did a great job getting that together. It makes a huge difference, not only in the city, but at the wastewater treatment plant. We see a big difference at the plant, what comes to us as far as road debris. And it was actually almost causing issues with all the just pushed over gravel, asphalt, stuff that gets kicked off to the side of the curbs, what we can't clean up with the street sweeper, makes its way to the plant in the screening process. So it's a great piece of equipment for the city to have and to keep operating. We continue to pick up limbs from the winds, storms we've had lately. We did remove the traffic signals there at 8th and Central. That is now a four-way stop. Those stop signs have been there for several months now. It is a four-way stop. We've patched with the hot box. We've hauled quite a bit of stone, patched potholes. We're cleaning up the cemetery. We're continuing to work on downtown area, keeping the flowers and replacing them. Pretty soon we'll be doing something with the high school kids to that volunteer to add more mulch and clean the downtown area up and plant some more flowers.
Last year, that was the first time we did that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they called, Gabe Nobby called with this class, wanted to have a volunteer day, and they sent 15, 20 kids the first
At
time.
least, yeah.
Wow, so they're gonna do it again this year.
A lot of pizzas, I can tell you that.
There's a lot of pizzas. They did a great job.
Yep. For the transfer station, street sanitation brought in 417 ton, public disposal was 447 ton, total waste into the landfill was 864 ton, and we recycled 21 ton, bringing in about 26,000 for the month of March. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Director Pawsey.
For the month of March, we had 11 hours 46 minutes of meeting production, 6 hours 45 minutes of original production, 6,290 views with 652 hours of viewing. We're at 3,962 subscribers on YouTube, just down from 38 more. We need to hit 4,000. Top content for the month would be Market Street Plaza Live Cam. People are loving that, watching the progress of the stage being built. And then the Spartan Gymnastics is still very popular, and the school board from March 11th. Broke down some numbers on Facebook, and typically the park does very well. They had 190,700 views for last month. Was pretty extraordinary. Fire department did beat them, 220,700 views, and the police department had 250,400 views. So social media is doing extremely well. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Harden.
Get my throat cleared out.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Everyone should have a copy of my March 2025 report. We had a total of 315 calls for service for the month of March. A little low, but it's kind of right in there. Brings our total to 968 for the year. See the fuel tax rebate submissions. We'll bounce back up for a second. If you look in the mileage, there's it says cert 0992 and it says pending. We finally got that truck. We got it 2 weeks ago, this coming Wednesday. We spent a couple of days in the city garage getting looked over and getting some equipment mounted, and it went in service a week ago today. So tickled to death that finally got it. So
It took 3 years.
only took 3 years and some change. The other one's gonna take 3.5 years and change. But I am starting to get when they buy certain things, I have to sign off on it, and I'm already starting to get that for the next new one. So I'm starting to see those orders being placed, which means they're putting them in their stock in Florida at the factory, which means they're gearing up, looking forward to building the next one, so. This comes down to the wire every year. It's every single year. March 15th, 2025, Congress approved what they call the Medicare add-on payments. So it's a 2% urban, 3% rural, and 22.6% super rural onto Medicare. They've been there forever. I don't know why they just don't include it in the base, but that's what they do. And every year it comes down to the wire, but they did reauthorize it again. So, and don't ask me how they come up with 22.6% for super rural. I have no clue whatsoever. We're rural, by the way. So dispatch, at one point in time, apparently they were 8 upgrades behind on their computer system. They are now caught up, and that enables us to link our patient care report software with the dispatch software, so it will import information into our records from their records. So I'm working on that. We're the first one in Fayette County to do it. I think Fire might be working on it as well, but they utilize a different system. So we're working with that, trying to get that incorporated, hoping that kind of cuts down on errors. Anytime you transcribe numbers, there's always that chance for error. Hopefully this will make it more accurate, quicker, easier, save some time. So I'm working on updating some dispatch procedures, kind of an online or ongoing process. And then I said I started to work on the EMS research. Actually, that is finished, and I got the reply back today, and we're good for another 2 years. So there's kind of a lag sometimes between when I turn this in and what happens in the next week and a half or so. So, but that's not a small task. You have to. There's an application. The application's like 3 pages. That's really no big deal. It's all the supporting documentation that they want. So it's the RFCC licenses, our DEA licenses, our State Pharmacy Board licenses. So there's all of that stuff that you have to compile and send to the Department of Homeland Security, and then they look over it and maybe their blessing or they want more information. So, but I did get an email that was approved today. Does anybody have any questions?
Just a quick comment, you say full staff, so you're good on,
As of April 1st we were. I'm actually down 1 now. So, yeah, that's kind of the way it rolls. So, yeah, it's just kind of it. Once again, things change quickly. Anything else?
Thank you. Thank you.
Director Steele.
Hello.
So my first thing on my list was to just update everyone. At the last Board of Works meeting, we had talked about the park improvements list. And so just an update, I'm in the process of getting the design for the kitchen at the Miller Building. I met with them today. The pool is on the list. The slides are on the list to be redone in May. The goal is to have it completed before we open on Memorial Day weekend. And then the locking system is also in the works for hopefully May as well. So I just wanted to give everybody an update on where we stand with that. The Babe Ruth ball fields, just to update everyone, when we had all of the flooding, it rose to 5 to 7 feet, probably more in a lot of areas. And so we had a lot of water damage down there. So our guys have been on top of mowing and everything, because that water also produced a lot of grass for us. So they've been down there working. The fire department helped us out. They came down and sprayed for us, because there was mud just covered everything. It's the worst that since I've been here that I've seen. And so they have a lot of cleanup still left to do. So they've been working diligently on trying to get that cleaned up on top of all the other things that they're doing. So I just ask everyone to be patient in that area, because we have a lot to do still. Just to update everyone on our park plan, I don't think I've updated in a while. The final review has been sent to DNR, and once we hear back from them, it will be finalized, and then they will print it, and we will have a copy in our office. And so we'll be able to start for the next 5 years working off of the plan. And I'm excited to check off Second Street Park from that list of things in the book. So, and then Offutt's Park, we will be breaking ground here really soon with the construction process. The stakes are in, the plans are out, and so they will be working at Offutt's Park hopefully in the next month or so. I'm still waiting on a time frame for that, but that is here in the near future, along with the skate park project as well. So those are coming along. I'm just waiting on a couple final dates, and then I will be posting regular updates on Facebook so everybody can watch on there for information. Just to highlight some events that we had, Bunnies and Brownies. We had a great turnout. We had over 400 community members come through for Bunnies and Brownies. We had local businesses who participated. They did crafts with our kids, games. We gave away brownies, lots of giveaways. And then Channel 3, John, he came and took pictures with everyone and posted those on Facebook, and captured all the fun that we had for the night. So that was a lot of fun. And then we have Breakfast with the Bunny. This was our second year of doing this. Our first year we had about, I think it was 9 kids in attendance and a total of 15. We had 50 this time. So that has grown. Big thank you to Dot Foods, NACO Credit Union, and Walmart for helping support that Breakfast with the Bunnies. We had breakfast, we had pictures with the bunny, we played bingo, we played games, we read a story, so they had a lot of fun at that event. And then the Second Street grand opening, and I have photos if John has those. This was a long time coming, and we were so excited for this day to actually take place. So we have some ribbon cutting. This is the sign that Chase McCombs made, thank you, for us. He generously made that, donated it to the park. So just a fun event. We had a great turnout, lots of people came. Dr. Green made this really fun library book case for us, and everyone seemed to enjoy their time. The kids had a lot of fun playing on the playground equipment. We also had a ribbon cutting for the kids that participated. Mr. Long's family came, and it was nice. I think they enjoyed themselves. They really had a good time there. They rode the train in, so that was a lot of fun as well. So it was a great turnout. Everything came together just wonderfully, and I'm so excited that that day has finally arrived. And so I just wanted to share some fun pictures with you so you all could see what took place that day. We had a photographer come, and I have a lot more pictures, so she did a great job. And then just a special thank you to John and Justin for coming and taking the video. The video was online, so if anybody wants to see it. And then also a thank you to Jeremy's team in the utilities department and the street crew, because getting this to opening day, we had a lot of last minute things that needed done, and his team came in and helped my team and to get everything accomplished. So I just want to thank him for being so kind to help us out. And then some upcoming events that we have our indoor garage sale is on April 26th. That's coming up here, and it's from 8 to 2. It's open to the public. And then Spartan Service Day is May 7th. We have a group coming to help us at the ball fields and also at the pool and getting that ready for opening season. And then our opening season for baseball, t-ball, and softball is May 24th, and our parade will be at 3 p.m. And then season opening for Roberts Park Pool is May 24th, and Summer Discovery is May 27th. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Move on down to old business. Anyone have any old business? Miscellaneous business? Claims.
Claims for April 21st, city, $245,761.87. Payroll, $526,153.21. Utilities, $255,143.15.
A motion to approve claims?
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. You want to vote for anyone from the public have anything they want to say? Now I'll take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Have a good evening.